My name is Christina, and our family has been plagued with Lyme disease since about 2000, when my mother was the first person in the family to get it. Twice she was diagnosed with a spider bite, even with a bullseye rash and a tick. The first time she was given the standard IDSA 21 days of antibiotics and got well. The second time the doctor said it was no big deal and didn't treat her. I finally got her to a doctor who evaluated her for Lyme. She was tested and came up positive. As a result of an eventual correct diagnosis and treatment, she got better. Around the same time, both my oldest son, Zach, and my youngest son, Luke, each started developing symptoms. I remember a tick on both of them at different times throughout their lives, but never saw a bullseye rash. For Luke, who is 10 now, it started when he was in kindergarten. He had significant personality changes and went from a cheerful, normal kid to being excessively angry and irritable. He started losing his words, became almost autistic-like, where he couldn't socially interact and started headbanging. We took him to a psychologist and she said it was just bad behavior. But the psychologist, as well as the school district professionals, said he had some autistic spectrum disorder behaviors. It didn't occur to me or his pediatrician that it could be Lyme because he didn't have the typical fatigue. But after what we went through with my mom, I started to wonder, could this be Lyme? Both my mom and Luke had trouble finding words when speaking, especially when they were upset or anxious. I had my mother's doctor test him, and he was positive for Lyme and the co-infections, babesiosis and ehrlichiosis. After aggressive long-term treatment that addressed not just the Lyme, but also the co-infections, most of his symptoms have resolved. His personality is significantly restored, and he is now doing well in comparison to before treatment. Zach's symptoms were different. He started with intense night sweats, so bad his sheets were soaked all the way through. He also had cognitive and focusing difficulties and wasn't able to handle the more advanced courses. He was extremely athletic, a strong lacrosse player at Harriton High School, but he started to go downhill and kept hurting his ankles and shins and couldn't keep up. He then started having difficulty breathing, and he couldn't catch his breath. He was diagnosed in the spring of 9th grade with Lyme and babesia. After being treated for these, he is now doing much better with no more breathing problems. He doesn't feel like he's in a mental fog, and his ankle and shin problems have resolved, and the eczema that he had developed during his illness is for the most part gone. Zach is now a senior and getting all A's in school, and he was recruited by Franklin and Marshall College next year to play Division III lacrosse. Zach won the Katie Sampson Inspiration Award in May 2011. This was for his positive attitude and for being a role model during 2 years of Lyme disease and babesia, and for his work launching Powerful Pancakes, where he sells a healthy, family, dry pancake mix on the internet and raises money for the Lyme Disease Association of Southeastern Pennsylvania. None of this would have happened if our pediatrician was educated about the possible presenting signs of Lyme disease beyond the very basics and was aware of the many other tick-borne diseases such as babesiosis that can be fatal. They were not even on his radar, and he was not willing to consider the possibility or explore that it might be a tick-borne disease in either child. One final note in our story is that our dog also got Lyme disease. Our vet automatically, based on the Lyme, ran a panel of tests for the co-infections babesiosis, Bartonella, and ehrlichiosis. When I asked why this isn't done for humans, the vet didn't know and said the reasons they do it for animals is because they have found in the area where we live, if an animal has Lyme, they also often have co-infections. It is a travesty to me that clearly the veterinarians are better educated than human physicians regarding the risks, prevalence, and presence of these tick-borne diseases.